story about getting the punishment because of a domestic abuse charge, and also the story about God or football. Teenager was told that he could not go to church all these days because it interfered with his football practice. So those are our two stories. Starting off first, though, with domestic rules.
Melissa, I don't have many comments on the domestic rules.
Okay, but you're good for God or football?
Yep.
Yeah. Do we have a package for both?
Nope, just a package for God or football. NFL rules is just a VO.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Oh my goodness, I haven't read
Glenn's on there twice.
I see here. Well, my if I can drop myself out here because my I can't.
It'll drop off on its own. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, my it crashed on my end.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cute picture though. Look at that.
Yeah. How come it's like, well, my picture get frozen? It's always me doing something crazy, but Glenn's kind of looks like, all just professional and all that. I don't appreciate that.
I'm paid a little good.
Okay, YouTubers. Last form of the week. Let's do this.
Welcome, everyone, into the News 4 Forum. The show we don't just watch, we're asking you to join in. We're talking about hot stories, trending topics, viral videos, and we're also debuting, yet again, for this Friday, our First Listen Friday. I love that segment. A lot of positive response for that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And starting off with a look at what is trending online. Locally, the most read story on mynews4.com is woman who died at Burning Man ID'd. According to a Burning Man spokesperson, 29-year-old Alicia Louis Sapiccio died on scene yesterday after being run over by a bus. Questions as to how she ended up under the bus still unknown, so still need to be answered at this point. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office is asking for anyone with information to please give them a call. Nationally, on CNN.com, the most read story this morning is UK raises terror threat level, citing Syria-Iraq risk. According to CNN, the United Kingdom government raised its terror threat level today, that being today, from substantial to severe, meaning that a terrorist attack is highly likely. British Prime Minister David Cameron says the move is in response to activities in Iraq and Syria. On FoxNews.com, the most read story this morning is missing University of Montana student's body found, car accident cited. According to FoxNews.com, the 21-year-old Lucia Robo was driving from Banks, Idaho to the University of Montana to attend orientation. The disappearance sparked a two-state search, and according to a family friend, he died in a fatal car accident. And trending on Twitter today is hashtag President Obama. Yeah, President Obama says that his administration is yet to come up with a strategy to deal with the growing threat posed by ISIS. He made the announcement as he addressed the latest on several of his key foreign policy issues. ISIS is going to be a topic of discussion at next week's NATO summit in the UK, so will Russia as well. All right, now on to our Viewer Voice segment where we ask you, the viewer, to chat with us about some of the trending topics of the day. You can find these topics on our Facebook page at about 9 o'clock in the morning. We would love to have you live on air with us. All you have to do is have a Google Plus account, circle me, Melissa Carlson, and let me know that you're interested. All right, our first topic today. After NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell came under fire for being too lenient in a previous domestic violence punishment, the league announced yesterday it's taking a stronger stance against domestic violence charges. Goodell sent a letter to team owners outlining a new disciplinary policy for players involved in domestic violence offenses. The new policy, effective immediately, includes a 6-week suspension without pay for a first-time domestic violence offense. A second offense could result in a lifetime ban from the league. However, second-time offenders could petition to be reinstated after 1 year. Now, this all comes after Baltimore Ravens player Ray Rice was given a 2-game suspension for allegedly hitting his now wife. So we're asking our Google Plus participants, I should say, what you think about it. I've got my mind on football here. Starting off first with Deanna, who's laughing, so I'll throw you up first, Deanna. Your thoughts on this one? Too severe, just right, or it should have happened a long time ago?
Well, as the linebacker of the Google Plus players here, it's like I say that I actually do like this incremental increase in punitive damages for people who for these players who go ahead and abuse their wives. Like, that's not something that I agree with, and there needs to be a financial punishment for them. They shouldn't be able to just do it and get away with it. I think it's fantastic.
Glenn, a lot of people have said, especially if you're a professional, whatever, football player, baseball player, et cetera, you're a role model, you need to be held up to certain standards. Do you think that helps enforce that people stay on point, watch what you're doing? You can't just go ahead and do this now and think that nothing's going to happen. It is going to happen. Your thoughts on that?
That was the perfect lead-in for a guy like me. I'm not a sports fan at all, but I do see these people as role models for young people, whether they like it or not. So I would lay out some strict standards for them. I'm not even in favor of a 2 strikes, you're out. You're going to make that much money, 1 strike, you're done. You better live up to it.
Kempton, do you think that, okay, great, we started here, but do you think that it needs to be expanded out to other offenses as well? Right now we're talking about domestic violence, but should we be looking at other things?
Well, that's an interesting idea, but I think it would be maybe too much rules and whatnot all at once. I think we better do it on a case-by-case basis. And I agree with Glenn that, hey, they are role models there, so it's not by any general rules, so they're being looked up to by little kids.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. Church or football? A college athlete in Oregon says that his coach forced him to choose between the two, and now he's fighting to stay on the team. Kimberly Eaton reports.
He asked me to choose between church and football. I said, Coach, I can't do that. I said, that's like asking me to choose between God and football.
A choice Vincent Johnson says wasn't easy to face, choosing church over the sport that brought him to PSU. A decision he didn't want to and says shouldn't have to make.
I just really want to play.
But he hasn't played in months, since the spring when he says he went to his coach with a problem. 4 services at his Milwaukee church, the World Mission Society Church of God, fell at the same time as football practice. Johnson claims his coach would only allow some of the absences.
There's a lot of people that miss practice due to if they have academics or anything like that. So it could have been arranged.
He's filed a complaint with the university, which is still under investigation.
We reported it to our Global Diversity and Inclusion Office and immediately began an investigation. And in the meantime, we've made the student aware that their tuition and their scholarship is safe and secure.
For that, Johnson says, he's grateful.
That was a blessing right there.
His primary focus is still on finishing school, but also hoping to get back on the field.
I just want to finish my college career.
And that was Kimberly Eaton reporting. So we're asking our Google Plus group what you think about it. Starting off first with Steve out of Sparks. Steve, your thoughts. If it's taking up his church or his time that he's spending at the church, those classes and otherwise, if he is taking up a lot of days of practice for that, should he be told then, yeah, you know what, you're not making enough practices, you got to get off the team?
It's kind of a difficult decision to make for us, and it's going to be up to him. The churches that I know about and go to are very flexible. I can go anywhere from like Friday night to Sunday morning or in the afternoon or in between. So it's kind of like the churches are flexible enough, he should be able to get around it. If he's got to practice that much, maybe there's something wrong with the coach, demanding that much practice. But it is a career and he's going to be making a lot of money. He's got to make that decision. It's like going to work or going to church.
Yeah, and Glenn, he's getting a scholarship for it. Now, the school is saying, hey, listen, we'll go ahead and continue to honor that, but you're not going to play on the team. Do you think it's fair?
The first thing that got me is that they have a global diversity and inclusion office. All right, I'm going to have to look that one up and find out what that's about. They shouldn't have brought church into it. They should have just said, you have a schedule, here's the schedule, you have decisions to make, and he's going to have to make the decisions about his schedule. Church has nothing to do with it. As soon as they brought that word into it, they opened up a controversy.
Patty, what do we have on Facebook?
Some good comments on Facebook. Trevor said football is a team sport, and if he's missing practices, it could very well hurt the team as he may be behind on critical plays that are designed for specific game-changing situations. But Luke said the whole team should be going to church.
All right. We would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook and our Google Plus page. Coming up next, thanks everybody. It is First Listen Friday, where we introduce you to local musicians. You are listening to local musician Liam Kyle Cahill and his song Sunrise.
Jeez, I couldn't get my words out of that one.
Dude, it's like I sounded like Elmer Fudd. The only thing that was missing from mine was the that's all, folks. Crap, man.
In the program today.
All right, gang. You guys have a good long weekend.
All right.
Bye,
Great
Kenton.
seeing you, Captain. Hey, no
See you
forum
guys.
on Monday.
No forum
No
on Monday,
forum on
right?
Monday.
All right, good.
No forum on
All right,
Monday.
have a good rest.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Cool. 3-day weekend while I get ready for my trip.
Oh no.
Where are you going, Deanna?
Going back out to Google again.
Awesome.
Yeah. Only going to be gone a couple of days, so
Hey,
it
can
shouldn't
you,
take up that much
Jader,
of my
can you get
time.
him
It should be
the other
fun.
chair, please? That's too low.
What are they going to tell you about this time, Deanna?
I don't have a clue. This is just kind of a TC meetup. It's like last year was a summit, that was a big deal, that 3 days. This is just a bunch of the TCs that are kind of local to around here ish, kind of going to Mountain View just to have fun for a couple of days.
I gotta tell you that story.
What story?
Should be fun.
About the stand.
Last trip was business. This one's mostly going to be just about fun, and then next year is another summit. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Uh-huh.
Can we kill the mic real quick?
I wish I could be going to, because there's meetups like the way they're doing this one for the summit, they fly everyone into Mountain View. But for the meetups, there's all these local meetups in like different areas. Like I really wish I was going to the one in Chicago. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's where like Kim's going to the one in Chicago, and a bunch of other my buddies are going to be in Chicago. So it kind of sucks that I'm not able to be with them, but I'll still be able to have fun in Mountain View. I ain't worried.
I'm sure you will.
Actually, if I really had my say, I'd be going to the one in London.
A little chilly.
Just because I would like to go to London.
Yes.
You like Chicago?
Well, yeah, it's like I got family out there. It's like on my dad's side, they're out there, and I got a bunch of my friends that are in the general Chicago area. So,
love a classic sports film. And if you were looking for a new one to see rather. Ski is probably part of it, right? That's a sport. Scott Birmingham joins us. It's Friday, and it's been a long week, and I am having trouble having my brain talk to my mouth. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, now Scott Birmingham joins us with a look at our box office hits for today and a film to potentially look at.
Yeah, let's talk about this. It doesn't happen often, but this weekend we had a box office battle of sorts for being number one. For 2 weeks in a row, it had been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles holding the number one spot, and just this week, Guardians of the Galaxy picked up some box office speed and landed back at number one, making $17 million. Turtles, just barely behind them, made $16 million. And at number three is If I Stay, making $15 million. A very tight week, to say the least. We're talking today about the movie that placed at number 5 this week at the box office, When the Game Stands Tall. This is the journey of the football coach who took De La Salle's Spartans from obscurity to a 151-game winning streak that shattered all records for any American sport. First of all, I love the movie. My wife is a big football fan and is slowly inducting me into the world of it. As much as Oliver Stone's 1999 movie, Any Given Sunday, speaks to the commercialism and politics of the game on a professional level, When the Game Stands Tall reminds us of being in the last years of high school football, where the understanding, the very principles, the discipline of the game was something to hold on to and aspire to daily, and for each one to do their personal best. The story focuses on the brotherhood of the team versus the success of it. I give it 4 out of 4 clicks.
Is it De La Salle out of the Bay Area?
Yes, Concord.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Yes, and they do show a lot of the Richmond area and the Concord area where the coach lives, so that was kind of cool to see.
Very cool. All right, for DVD releases for this weekend.
On the DVD front, the pickings are a bit slim, but let's run through them. We have Blended with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, the animated movie Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return, voiced by a ton of well-known actors, and a movie called Aftermath with Edward Furlong. I'd like to check out Blended, and I'm curious as to why it never really picked up speed in the theaters.
All right, and then for next week, what are we taking a look at?
Next week, we're going to start looking at some smaller films here. a thriller that takes place in the catacombs of Paris, which I've been to. It's called As Above, So Below. A little bit of a thriller there. Another movie that does not feature really any recognizable actors, so it'll be interesting to see that.
All right, Scotty, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. All right, and stay with us. We'll be right back. And you are listening to our First Listen Friday musician. That's Liam Kyle Cahill and his song, Sunrise.
In the morning I awake and open my eyes. I look out to the...
An upscale Denny's opens in Manhattan, $300 champagne breakfast.
Yeah, you saw that too?
Yeah.
The 2 gram slam breakfasts and the bottle of champagne for $300.
Damn good bacon, let me tell you.
Man, I think Denny's done got confused about what they are.
Because every time I think something and I don't ask, something happens. So I'm not going to do that anymore.
So if I'm paying $300 for a meal, it's like, I mean, that meal better be prepared by a chef that has got at least 2 or 3 different Michelin stars, okay?
And the waitress better flirt with me.
Something. Oh.
Hey, you guys, I got to run. It's been fun. I'll see you again, hopefully.
Always good to see you.
Have a great weekend.
Take it easy, yes?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if you were pushing the wrong button, or so I just answered the question. I just wasn't sure. That's all.
Ooh, I want to press buttons. I like buttons. Buttons are awesome.
I got a studio of buttons. You'd be jealous.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know you got it's like all the buttons in front of you. It's like I'd have to be like my nephew and just start pressing things. Okay. That's why it's hard for me to like to go into the studio and see and go into production. They got all them buttons and the buttons light up and whatnot, and I just want to press them all.
I know, me too. I just want to go and go like brrr, brrr, and all the buttons until they all light up brrr, brrr, all the way through. I would be chased out there.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Amanda's head would explode if I did that.
Yeah.
I've already
in the evening, and she wanted to show them the weather wall, and we couldn't figure out how to punch it up, and I looked at the buttons and looked at the buttons, and finally I went, oh, I think maybe these ones, and I pressed them, and there it was.
Wow.
I was so proud of myself.
For
like,
you.
Look at that.
That's impressive.
That's about a half hour.
I wouldn't touch a thing. I'm just being so freaked that I would mess everything up and maybe launch the shuttle.
Yeah.
For real. I would press the wrong button and the entire studio would transform into a giant robot or some crap. Like, I think I've hit the wrong one.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Friday.
Can't say it enough.
Man,
Can't love Friday enough.
could not love it. And we got some nice weather ahead of us,
We
too.
do. Yeah, a lot of sunshine for the weekend, and a little bit of a breeze this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon. We got a couple of clouds out there, too, the source of which, kind of interesting. We'll have that on the satellite map for you in just a second. But first, check out a great panoramic picture. Now, of course, this is a little bit stretched here on TV, but on our Facebook page, it is a true panoramic. If you want to go and check it out, it's the sunrise from this morning. Chris sent this one in to us. Thanks, Chris, for that. It is on our Facebook page. Make sure to go to our Facebook page and click on the actual cover photo to get the panoramic version of it so that you see the stretched out version from left to right. KRNV News 4 on Facebook. We're at 77 degrees in Reno now, 82 in Dayton, 63 in Incline Village, and 65 for South Lake Tahoe. Not too much wind just yet, but we'll be seeing those winds picking up in the afternoon. Now, I talked about the source of the clouds that we have out there. We have a mix of sun and clouds right now. These clouds are actually coming to us courtesy of Marie, which was a tropical storm, now a post-tropical cyclone, throwing those clouds right back at us. So it's a little bit of an interesting source there. No, we're not going to see a tropical storm or anything of that nature around here. We're staying dry for the day today. It's just that the clouds happen to be coming from that area. So Futurecast does have high pressure over us, but it's weakening. That means the temperatures are going to go down a little bit as we head into the weekend. And also, we are seeing those winds picking up this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon as a low passes just to our north. So we're going to see winds today of about 15 to 20, gusting to 30, just 5 to 10 tonight. Then tomorrow afternoon, they'll pick up yet again for another 15 to 20, gusting to 30 miles per hour. As a result, we do have a red flag warning in place for a lot of northern Nevada right now, so we're dealing with that shaded in pink on your screen. That's because of dry conditions and also windy conditions. That is for Saturday, by the way. The same with this lake wind advisory for western Nevada and parts of the Sierra around Tahoe. We're looking at another chance for some winds tomorrow, so a lake wind advisory in place for you folks tomorrow as well. for Saturday. 78 in Glenbrook right now, not right now, for later on today. 76 in Tahoma and 77 in Kings Beach. We're looking at mainly sunny skies with clouds mixing in. I showed you those clouds on the satellite coming from what was Tropical Storm Marie. 92 for the high in Dayton today. Northeastern Nevada, we're topping out into the 80s and 90s. Not quite as much wind for you folks today as compared to Western Nevada, where it will be on the breezier side this afternoon. Tomorrow, the winds will move over to Eastern Nevada as well. 91 in Herlong for the high today, 87 instead in the Truckee Meadows. Will top out at 91 today in Reno. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. We're looking at mainly quiet weather, just breezes today and tomorrow. Sunshine returning on Sunday. We're getting rid of the clouds that we have every once in a while for the next couple of days. And again, a lot of sunshine and temperatures right around average starting up on Monday. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Of course, this is First Listen Friday. You are listening to Liam Kyle Cahill and his song Sunrise. Stay with us. We're going to be right back with your rants and raves.
I wish that you could see all her beauty.
Dang it, I forgot all about the rib cook-off. I gotta get my behind over to Sparks.
Audio. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I gotta get over to Sparks today. I forgot about the rib cook-off. This is a thing. I have to do this. Gotta go.
Where are you
Got to
going?
do it. I gotta go to I forgot about the young rib cook-off.
So you're going there right now?
Well, not right now immediately. I'm just saying at some point, it's like between now and the time of close, I'm going to have to make my way over there and go and get me some.
We had some ribs brought in yesterday, and they were, oh my gosh, they were delicious. But we also had those fried peaches that they have. They have peaches. Oh, those were just...
Fried peaches?
So they got the peaches, they dipped them in like a cinnamon sugar batter, so it had a little bit of a cake batter, and then they deep fried them.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, they were stupid good. They were like, it wasn't fair how good they were. I had one and I'm like, that's it. I can't. And I'm like, I can't not have. I had another one. They were so good when you guys were there. And the artichokes, there's a guy that was doing artichokes. Wow, so good. What's the problem? I can't go to that. I cannot go to the rib cook-off because I'm not kidding you. That I walk out of there having consumed probably like 5 pounds of food. It's inappropriate.
And the problem with that is...
Yeah.
Wrap my head around what's... Deanna, I need you to go to the hospital and get your head examined. You forgot ribs.
Right? Yeah, it's like that's unnatural. It's like I ain't paying attention.
In there's some tumor growing. Something is blocking something. I'm not sure.
Back, time
yeah,
for the next generation.
The meat center of my brain is not
Send us
functioning.
your tweets, your Facebook posts, voicemails, and emails with your opinions or topics that you'd like to see us address. All right, John writes in on Facebook and said, wahoo! Friday has arrived and a 3-day weekend at that. Couldn't agree more. David also wanted to add, I want to thank KRNV for the new morning show on Fox 11. Thank you for putting the spotlight on local Nevada places and things, and a big thank you for getting rid of Maury. Well, you are very welcome. We love that you love it. Here's how you can sound off. You can tweet us at News4Forum, tweet me at News4Melissa. We're also on Facebook and Google+, of course. Email us at forum@mynews4.com, or hey, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. 336-MANY, that's M-A-N-Y. Well, Washington politicians offer a 10-year budget plan to increase spending today with a promise to cut spending in 8, 9, or 10 years. Is this really happening? We turn to commentary with Mark Hyman to find out.
Iraq, Syria, ISIS, the Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Gaza, Hamas, China, Ferguson. With so many crises right now, we're overlooking another disaster, our nation's fiscal health. We're heading toward bankruptcy, and most Washington politicians are thrilled their profligate spending ways are not facing public scrutiny right now. The nation's unfunded liabilities, entitlements we've promised to pay without the money to back it up, grow larger each year. 50 trillion, 70 trillion, 100 trillion, whatever the amount, no one can pretend it doesn't exist. Discretionary spending is also a mess. Washington politicians, Republicans, and Democrats offer 10-year budget plans that increase spending today with a promise to cut spending in years 8, 9, and 10, which of course never happens. Now, another Labor Day approaches, and it appears all or most of the 12 fiscal year 2015 appropriations bills will be rolled into one massive omnibus spending measure, just like 14 of the previous 20 years. An omnibus spending bill is like a giant piñata stuffed with wasteful spending. When burst open, members of Congress scramble to gorge themselves in the billions of dollars they scoop up. I admit being a good steward of taxpayers' money is challenging. The very few fiscally responsible folks in Congress are marginalized by their parties, labeled extreme by the media, and made fun of by late-night comedians. Meanwhile, our debt time bomb keeps ticking. To post this on Facebook or Twitter, go to behindtheheadlines.net. I'm Mark Hyman.
All right, well, asking a toddler how you feel about pregnancy could be a tricky conversation. You never know, especially if it upsets him to the point of being exasperated. Stay with us. The News 404, and we'll be right back.
I wish that you
Yeah, that was great. I love that viral. That kid is hilarious. This is exasperating. Fantastic.
Can you guys real quickly just make sure that on the CG it does say Cahill, Cahill. Perfect, you guys. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. When you have donuts in town, D, where do you go?
Oh, jeez, I used to.
This is really important.
I used to be able to say Krispy Kreme, but now it's like I can't even say that. Normally I go to Winco at this point.
Yeah.
They have really great donuts there, I think.
I need to go out and try Rounds. Have you been to Rounds? You haven't been to Rounds yet? Down by the. So they're the ones who are selling the Corona.
You have no idea what Brian just said to me in my ear.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, you heard it.
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that. Come on, man.
The coconut coffee, man. The coconut coffee.
Oh, nah, blah blah blah. We ain't friends no more. Jesus.
Just want the coconut coffee.
That's what did it in the friendship, huh? That's what did it?
Yeah. Dunkin' Donuts is like this. Like that's just embarrassing. Okay.
No, leave it open.
The Shire didn't have good.
Your words sting, Jaybird. Your words sting. Your words.
It's too light? Wow. Californication
Yeah,
right
no,
there
the thing
for you.
is, I
You
grew
have.
up on Dunks. Not as a kid. I didn't drink coffee as a kid, but once I started drinking coffee, that's all I drank was
That
Dunks
was
because there was
yeah.
15 in my town, and the town was the size of Sparks.
I'm right there with you. It's like, see, what I'm hoping is that this BK deal means I can get a Tim Hortons here. Because, like, when I was back in the D, man, Tim Hortons was all I had, man.
Yes.
Every single day before work, I'd go into Tim Hortons, get myself, some hot chocolate and a half dozen Boston creams. I was good to go for the whole day, man.
I never even heard of Hortons,
So,
Tim Hortons. Never in my life.
They're big.
That's because you suck and you failed at life.
They're big in Canada, and I have to say that
Yes, it's that serious.
in Vermont, near the Canadian border, and we went to Montreal like every other weekend, and we would stop at Tim Hortons on the way back and get coffee for the drive.
Deanna just went to like DEFCON 10. He like took
Yes, it's that serious.
I got a kick out of
Welcome
that.
back, everybody. All show long, you have been listening to our first Listen Friday guest. That's Liam Kyle Cahill and his song, Sunrise. If you liked it, you'd like to hear more about him and find out where you can see him live, well, you can find all that information on his website. That's liamkylecahill.com. A lot more music there as well. All right, this is it for your forum. We've got our viral video. Most of the time, hearing someone is pregnant makes people say, yeah, celebrate, that's a good thing, especially...
I'm pregnant.
What were you thinking? Why you have to just get another baby? You just have two. So why do you,
I had to just let him say it all. You can find it on our YouTube page. Have a great day, everybody.
Amaya.
Because you just got two. So why do you want to place? Why you want to get another baby and just replace one of your babies if there's too much?
Baby, we will never replace you and Amaya. You're just gonna have another brother or sister that you have to take care of. Well, help take care of.
That doesn't make no sense. This makes no sense.
Why does it don't make any sense, Trey?
Because if it makes sense, then you just had 2 babies and you keep loving them forever, not having another baby between us.
Amaya's look happy. Amaya, are you happy you get to have another brother and sister?
What kind of baby is that?
I don't know. It might be a boy. It might be.
That's so cute. Isn't that so cute?
It's like that kid is upset.
That kid was like, you should have talked to me first.
Yeah.
You should have asked me.
How dare you? They have the audacity to get pregnant with another child before consulting me. What were you thinking?
That is such a cute video.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick on your coffee shops. So my family has a cabin that we built in the Carolina mountains. Some people from Boston come to visit, and they just rave and rave about how beautiful it is. The next morning, they turn to me and say, "Oh, so let's go to the Dunkin' Donuts." There's no Dunkin' Donuts. Maybe if we drive 2.5 hours, we might find one in Charlotte. Oh,
Yeah.
hell, they wanted to leave. That was it. It's over. This place sucks.
Isn't it?
I would never go to Dunkin' Donuts. That place is terrible.
I made that mistake once. Exactly once I went to a Dunkin' Donuts because I didn't know. This is back in I was what, 20? Yeah. Never ever again. Driest donut I have ever had in my entire life. It was I'm pretty sure they had made it a week and a half ago, and just kind of still had it sitting there.
I quit doing donuts when Winchell's Donuts went out of business.
Oh, Winchell's. Oh, my gosh. I used to love Winchell's donuts.
Those were done.
Loved them. Yeah, those were super. Remember when they were just really big and fluffy, fat like this, Super big and fat. Just a glaze. That's all I needed. I didn't need all the other crumbles and blah, blah, blah. I just wanted a simple glazed donut. And it's funny. A good simple glazed donut is hard to find.
Yeah.
They still got a Winchell's in Phoenix.
In a peanut butter sandwich, what's the point of the bread? To hold the peanut butter together. In a glazed donut, what's the point of the bread? To hold the glaze.
Yeah, exactly.
And the glaze has got to be good, and it's got to be fresh, or it's just not doing it.
That's the only way I'll eat a Krispy Kreme also, because I can't stand a Krispy Kreme with all the other stuff because it gets too sweet, but just a simple glazed Krispy Kreme, that's good
These
stuff.
are first world problems. In the third world, they're wondering what they're having for breakfast and how to start a fire.
Yeah. It's I know we spoiled, but it's hey, just because the first world problem doesn't make it any less of a problem. Okay? It's the reason we're able to have first world problems is because for the most part we've solved our third world problems. It's you know what they say, more money, more problems. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
So true.
I don't have to worry about what to eat for dinner, but I do have to worry about my internet going down. I'm sorry.
We are having an in-depth conversation about a glazed pastry. I'm okay with it. I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the first time ever, we're having an in-depth conversation about food on this show. That's never happened.
That never
Except
happens.
for every episode we've ever done over the course of the past 2 years.
And I want to just go ahead and throw this out there. That next month we are coming up on our 2-year anniversary.
Is that just the forum, or are we including webcast?
Just the forum.
Okay.
We have far surpassed. In July, we surpassed our 2-year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, you guys. I'm being beckoned here. I gotta let you go. Have a great weekend, everybody. No forum on Monday. I hope you guys have a safe weekend.
Okay. You're saying have fun. You have fun out the fam. I know what you're doing. You're going out there in the wilderness and all that. You have yourself a fantastic time. I'll holler at y'all on Tuesday.
You guys, you too, hon. Be safe, everybody. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.